Hi, I'm Chef Jen, and today we are celebrating National Soup Month, and I'm going to be making a sausage, kale, and potato soup. So we're going to start this soup by adding 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I just like using the Hy-Vee Selects. That's my favorite one. So we're just going to put that into a large Dutch oven or a large saucepan over medium-high heat. Alright, so get that going. And to that we are adding 4 lengths of chicken sausage, and I've diced that up here. And this is what the package looks like. So I'm using the Italian one. There's a lot of good seasonings in there, so this is my favorite one to use. So we're going to add that to our pan. And you want to cook that until it's nicely brown, about 4 to 5 minutes, and then we will take that out. So our sausage is nicely browned. It smells really good. Some of those fennel seeds from the sausage leak out, so they toast. So that really helps the flavor too. So we are going to transfer our sausage to a bowl. And what's nice about the chicken sausage is that it doesn't have as much fat, so you don't have to drain the grease from the pan. You can just leave whatever drippings are in there and keep cooking. So I'm going to add 1 more teaspoon of olive oil just so nothing sticks. And we're going to add 1 yellow onion that I've diced. We'll get that in there. Stir that around for a second. You want to cook it until it's translucent, so probably 1 to 2 minutes. And then I'm going to season it with salt. And this is kosher salt. And just a little bit of pepper. Just stir that around for a second. And to the onion, we're going to add 5 baby red potatoes that I've diced as well. So you want to make sure that you dice them small so they cook evenly with the onion. So stir that around a second. And then finally, we're going to add our kale. And so I just had 1 bunch of kale that I tore off the stem. So when you get it in the store, it's going to look like this. You want to make sure you wash it first and rinse it, and then dry it, pat it dry, just so that it's not soggy. So what you do is just tear it off the stem like so. You don't want to eat the stem because it's really woody, so you can't really, it doesn't break down very well. So we have our kale, so we're going to add that in there too. So that's going to add some good nutrition value to this soup. So stir that down a second. So we're going to add a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. So this is the reduced sodium chicken broth, and that's going to help to cook down the kale. So you just want to cook that for about a minute or so, just so that it breaks down slightly. Kind of press it down. And once it's cooked down about halfway, we're going to add the rest of our chicken broth. And this is 4 cups of chicken broth total. And then we're also going to stir in our minced garlic. So this is just 3 cloves of minced garlic. Give that a good stir. So after the chicken broth, we're going to add my secret ingredient, which is a Parmesan rind. And this is really, it gives it a really nice nutty flavor. And it's nice because you're not wasting this ingredient, because normally this is something you would probably just throw away, but it's going to melt down a little bit and make that soup really, really yummy. And then we're also adding a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano and 1 teaspoon of dry thyme. I'm going to stir that through. Yeah, that looks good. Then we pop a lid on it and let that cook down for about 10 minutes just to break down the kale a little bit more, and then we'll be almost ready to go. Alright, so after about 15 minutes, looks like we're almost ready to serve. What you want to do is remove that Parmesan rind, because now we've got all that good flavor out of there, so we don't need that anymore. And then we're going to put our cooked sausage back into the pot. And we're also adding 1 can of canellini beans. And these are just a nice creamy white bean. And I've drained and rinsed them. So let's stir that in there. Smells so good. All right, let's check for seasonings. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, so we're gonna dish this up. And I'm serving it with some Parmesan toast. And so I just toasted a baguette and topped it with some shredded Parmesan cheese and toasted it at 350 for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to garnish it with a little bit of Parmesan and we're good to go. Enjoy.
I'm going to caption this footage. Jen is in deep thought.
All right.